Well, howdy, minions. Welcome to Eionan's Edge Tuesday Live. It's great to have all you guys here. Let me get started with some greetings. It looks like there's a few people in the channel already. Welcome in, everybody. We've got Pretty Fly for Knife Guy here. Louis here with the Be Up hashtag. Freedom Frog. What's going on, my friend? Good to have you in here. Good to have you. Good to have you. Let's see who else we got. We got Marcos Gamma. He basically says hello, brother Jason Brown. Welcome forever, and happy Taco Tuesday to Eionan's Edge. Hope you're doing well. Miss Edge is doing well. She is. I will give a small update on that once we get going. Big week. Friday is the big day. Michael Morgan, moderator extraordinaire, is here in the Minions Lair today. That's right. Michael says, Minions, assemble. Don't forget, you can use those banana emojis. That's our little channel emoji for now. Stephen Wallace is in here. What's going on, my friend? Byron Kennedy. He's throwing out some greetings as well. Greetings to Mrs. Edge and all the minions on this fine Tuesday. Thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate it. And I will say, seeing Byron's name up there reminds me, for my moderators and for Byron and I think Dwayne Letterman, I'm pretty sure you were the two. I have your coins. I haven't sent them out yet. I will get those mailed out to you guys, to all of you guys next week. Once we get through what's going on in the next 3 days, I will get them out to you next week. I will have time. I will get to the post office. I have them all sitting on the dresser in there. Separated. I know who they're going to. I just haven't got to that, guys. So bear with me on the coins. I will get them out to you. Okay. We've got Country Boy 1976 in here throwing out some greetings. Ed Harrison is in the house with some greetings as well. Byron, some more greetings. Stephen Wallace, some more greetings. Just Nate. He says, hey, everyone. What's up, Nate? Glad you could pop in. Hope y'all are watching at home, having a good time. It's good to be back. No snow in Indy yet, but supposed to be here soon. We got snow in Arizona. Yesterday morning. Was it? Yeah. Yesterday morning. It snowed. I couldn't believe it. Craziness. Snowed. Didn't stick, but it snowed. I moved to get away from that. Well, Native Wildman is in the house as well. David Iverson says, Eionan's Edge, happy Tuesday. Bananas. And then Mrs. Edge, prayers and love. Thank you. This will definitely be the week to send out your thoughts and prayers to us. Friday, especially. I'll go over that a little further on here in the live stream. What's good? I got the Arizona knife meetup to talk about. I got a bunch of things to talk about. So there'll be plenty of stuff to tell. And I got a fun story time for you guys from when I was younger. Lots of greetings going on. Lots of greetings. Mike Jernak is here. Says, what's up, family? Mike, hopefully you got your coin because I sent out all the prize packs. Everybody should have gotten all the prize packs except for the coins that are going to the moderators and the two other Word of the Week winners that won them. And I believe that's Byron Kennedy and Dwayne Letterman. I believe those are the two people I still owe a coin to. What's up, Dawn? She says, hi, everyone. Phew, just got home just in time. All right. Also, Dawn, I sent you a few pictures through Instagram you should check out. We're going to go check out Minions Carrying Knives. I've got a half-speed drunken video for you. I've got knife roll 1 of my knife pouch today. You're going to like it. All right. So, see the claimers here. What's going on? Rich Kasner's here. Bo Boschnagens is here. Man, everybody's piling in here today. I love it. 26 of you guys in here. So while I'm doing greetings, let's start on pocket checks. I want to know what you're carrying in your pocket today. Tell me what you got in your pockets. And I want to know what kind of shoes you're wearing. Tell me what you're wearing for shoes today. Work boots, slippers, no shoes, socks, wool socks, Chucks, Running shoes? Doesn't matter to me. I am wearing a pair of mesh Adidas's. Can I get these on camera? There they are. Oh my God. There they are. Size 11. All right. So it's amazing I could lift my leg up that far, as much as my back's been aching lately. All right. Lots of greetings going on, but start throwing up some pocket chaps. Good. Zero Bites is in here as well. Love it. How's it going, my man? Good afternoon or evening. Yep. Acid Test Kids has jumped into the stream too. All right. This is cool. So throw up your pocket checks, guys. Give me your pocket checks. And I want to know what you're wearing for footwear, or maybe your sans footwear. That's fine too. Just throw it up with your pocket checks. Lots of greetings going on. Is ATK in here? Addicted to Knives is in here? If you're in here, brother, thank you so much. Good to see you, man. I'm glad to have you in here. I just see somebody throw that greeting up. So, it might be Acid Test Kids. That's what it is, instead of Addicted to Knives. Okay, gotcha. Happy to have you here too, Acid Test Kids. Don't think I'm not. All right. I've got, Zero Bites, Mimo. Everybody's greeting everybody. That's wonderful. Love all the camaraderie here in the community. Neil McKenzie's in here. Woohoo! Neil's carrying the Ganzo FH11S. Very nice, sir. Yeah, hey, Neil, I owe you an apology because the next time that we do a knife meetup, which will be next quarter, I need to check in with you and let you know when that is. See if you have that day off or you want to take it off. And we can ride up together or we can have it down here together if it ends up being here. So I apologize. I just got really busy. I didn't really think about that. I could have brought you along and had a good time. There's a ton of knives to look at. The knife meetups that we have are always like going to a really cool knife shop, but you don't have to ask to see anything. You just walk up, pick it up, look at it, play with it, walk around with it a little bit, whatever, and put it back. Right. And that's it. That's what's so awesome about them is you can always, every single one of them, I have seen knives that I never saw before or I never owned. So it's always fun. Let's see what else we got going on here. So let me see. David Iverson says, love my coin and everything else, carrying the coin daily. I will say one thing for those of you who won coins and for those of you who are about to get coins shipped to you next week, try not to drop them. I no longer have an Eionan's Edge coin. I had one of the early prototypes that she made. They were thinner, a little bit thinner. They weren't quite as thick. And I dropped it. It landed on my tile floor and it cracked. Because again, they're made out of bronze. All right. They're fired bronze. So try not to drop them, especially if you got one of the ones that's kind of thinner, that's like the thickness of a quarter. Most of them are thicker. They're thicker than a nickel. If you got one of those, you're probably a little safer. But if you got one of the thinner ones, again, there was only so many of these made as gifts. Try not to drop it or bang it up against anything, okay? Because they are bronze, and bronze is a soft metal. Okay. Anyway, enough with that. Freedom Frog says, my wife called. I'm back. I love it. All right, so looking for more pocket checks. So let's see. All steel pyrite for just Nate. That is the one I want, sir. The pyrite, the CGRB pyrite is on my list of knives to buy. I do expect to buy that. Before I forget, besides welcoming everybody to the stream that's here in the live, today I want to thank everybody who watches. All of you guys watching live, following along, hear it from at home or your car, your kitchen, or wherever it is. If you're just listening, if you're a lurker, that's okay too. If you rewatch because you can't catch this live, thank you. This thank you goes out to you. So everybody who watches, regardless of when, where, or which way you watch or listen, thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it every single time. Lone Wolf's in here too. What's up, my man? Oh, and Just Nate says he's wearing Pumas. Cool. Louis says he's carrying the Mannix 15B with Nike Air High Top. Beautiful. Don Ray says, I'm back because, of course, I immediately kicked myself out of chat. Throw up your pocket checks. Let me know what kind of footwear you have on today, or if you're not wearing any at all, or if you're just in wool socks or fuzzy slippers. It's good to go. Neil says he's wearing high-tech hiking boots. Awesome. Freedom Frog has the best tech Predator and a Microtech Ultratech Warhound. He's wearing steel-toed boots today. Working man. I'm off today, so I'm wearing a pair of soft, comfortable mesh Adidas's. Let's see here. Zero Byte says Columbia water-resistant hiking and trail shoes. Did I miss your Zero? Did I miss your pocket check, man? Did that happen? Because I don't see you in there. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see. Winter boots for sure today. See if it says. Michael Morgan is carrying a Holy Kaiser Towser, purple Micarta bronze, hardware 154 cm. Ooh. Joker Pointer Finger Groove Stag shoes brown. Okay, brown shoes. Got it. Acid Test Kid says, hey guys, no chatting right now. Listening. Be back later to chat. Okay, no worries, brother. Listen in. We'll have you back later. We'll be on till probably 5:30. So you got another hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. That will be story time. You won't want to miss this one. All right. Pocket check for Native. He says, Klein Tools knife, QSP Hawk, Case Mini Fin, and a Rough Rider Green Peanut. Nice. Used to buy stuff from Klein Tools years ago. Country Boy has the Spyderco Tenacious, is the gateway Spyderco. For 90% or more of the people I know, that's the first Spyderco they ever owned. Not everyone, but most. And that's what leads them down the Spyderco road. So Spyderco Tenacious through night TN12 flashlight. Very good. Don't forget your shoes, right? Throw up your shoes. I want to know what you guys are wearing for shoes. David Iverson has a tan ZT0308. Ooh, nice. Microtech UTX 70 Hellhound Jack Wolf Sharpshooter. Okay, bringing some heat. And Merrill slip-ons while inside. Okay, no worries with that either. Sounds like a plan. And Harrison's got my new Nimble W for Satisfaction today. Love it. Yes. The Nimble W was my unofficial knife of the year last year. Let's see. It looks like I'm a little behind on comments. Let's see. Ian says he is carrying a transparent knives reblade of an 80-20.5 in Magna Cut. Nice. His knives are all very nice. His work is fantastic. Wearing Eddie Bauer shearing lined moccasin slippers. Awesome. Bobo's got Kubi Momentum and bare feet. I know you're at home. At least I hope you are. Hope you're not walking around downtown or something. What else we got here? There's got to be some more pocket checks in here, guys. Come on. I know there's other people. Let's see. Byron says, I just got back from my 10-day trip to Tucson, but did not have a vehicle for use to visit. And you two were busy. We also got 7 inches of snow near Pine Top, Arizona a week ago. Let's try next time. Absolutely. I will throw this out to anybody who is a subscriber of my channel and a regular follower of my lives. If you are ever out here in Arizona and you're anywhere near Tucson, you're in Phoenix or whatever, or you happen to be down in this area in more of the southern part of the state, please let me know. I would love to meet up with you guys. I would love to get together for lunch or whatever, and bring a couple of knife rolls and, share some knives and some stories and just get to meet you guys. That would be fantastic. I'm doing everything I can to try to be at Blade Show this year. Hopefully that will work out the way I expect. But for those of you who don't go to Blade Show, if you ever are out in the Tucson, Phoenix area, please let me know. Please hit me up, okay? I would love that. It would be fantastic. You put yours in a coin sleeve. There you go. That's the way to go. I would recommend coin sleeves for these if you're so inclined, because they are made out of bronze, and even though it's gold bronze, it's soft. So just so you know, like, try not to bang one on the ground or drop one really hard. I busted mine. It's cracked. It's toast. So it's pretty funny that I actually don't have a first year coin anymore. All the other ones are going in the mail to everybody. All right. So anyway, let's see where we're at here. Yes. Don't forget that I got to learn how to link this to my videos too. I do have a Teespring /Creator Spring website. I have sold some stuff off that. That's great. I just spent a boatload of money sending all of the prize packs from Christmas out. But it did help a little bit. And I got some money from the sales of some of the merchandise on there. Also, if you ever go over there and look and there's something that you see on Teespring's site that you think would be cool to have done up for my site, hit me up and let me know. I'd be glad to add it. Right now there's coffee mugs, a couple different kinds of hoodies, and I think 3 different kinds of t-shirts. A long sleeve, unisex, and then ladies shirt, and then there's a men's t-shirt too. So again, I don't make a lot of money off of it, but it helps go towards shipping for prizes and other stuff. Byron is carrying, he says, Carrie is just an ABKT stockman today. That's okay, man. No worries with that. Rich Kasner has an S45 VN PM2 Spyderco with tie scales. Very nice. Grumpy Grunt in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, my friend. You might be able to win a pyrite somewhere. I can't seem to recall where or when, though, Eionan's Edge. Is that through you? I have not watched very many lives or videos over this past week, and that will probably continue till at least Monday. Maybe a little longer, because the roughest days are kind of coming up for us in terms of just being home, doing things. Let's see. But it's good to have you here, Grumpy. Always. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people like you and Matt. So I've got a Best Tech Predator, Microtech Ultratech Warhound, my steel. I already read that one. And a Glock 17 with 3 okay. Glock 17, yes, the pew-pews are great. Although you gotta be careful with that, because some of the pew-pew channels like Demolition Ranch and other places, their videos are all going to become tagged as a violation of the new ridiculous YouTube terms of agreement or something. I don't want to get into all that, but so just, you can put that stuff up, but we'll try to steer away from talking about pew-pews a lot on this channel, just because I don't want to end up in that category somehow. Pretty fly for a knife guy. You seen any snow yet? It's falling here in the Ozarks. Yeah, like I said, we had snow here in Arizona just yesterday and the day before. Didn't stick, but sporting just socks, Lone Wolf says. That's all right. Just looking through for some more pocket checks. People are talking about snow. It's Grumpy throwing out some more greetings to everybody. Sorry if I missed anyone. You guys are fast. Much love to y'all. It's all right. We all got Air Jordans for shoes. Never, if I can help it, slippers for when it gets cold tonight. Okay. I've seen how cold it can get where you live, Don. So, Bluminati Ninja. Brother Bluminati is in the house. Thank you, sir. Intercepted boots from Wally World. Concept Warrior tie carbon fiber. Nice. Bastide Raccoon. Hopefully you got one of the good ones. My Macard Opinion. Black Devo Growler. Black Steel Will Metamorph. Black Kaiser Mini Paragon. I got to get a Mini Paragon. I love that thing. And a Black Kaiser Baby. All right, so cool. That's a heck of a carry right there. You got some stuff, brother. I forgot we have a wee Black Void Opus in my back pocket. Most pointless knife I own, if I'm being honest. It looks awesome, but that's about it. Yeah. Right? Don't you love that? You buy something, you go, I love this, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. What am I going to use it for? All right. Snail Chest Blazeburger just jumped in here, throwing out some greetings. Throw your pocket check up, Blazeburger, when you get a chance. Grumpy's pocket check is a Tempest Microburst prototype. Mallory Forest, Ed Soul Crafts Custom Solito Fixie shoes, Adidas All Terra Force. I like those. I had a pair of those. I dig those. It's a good shoe. Who else here? A lot of. Where's the Teespring link? Mimo, throw the Teespring link up for Just Nate, okay? I'd have to go look for it. I have it, but I think Mimo can get it for you. If not, let me know. Nate, I'll get it to you. No problem. So, yeah, so we got a lot of people in here. There's over 30 people in here at the moment, so that's good. So, Dawn says, love and prayers to Mrs. Edge. CPM just came in. What's up? He says, looking good, my man. Thank you. I carried a Topi Hellcat utility and have some JK loggers on. Okay, very nice. It's okay, man. No worries. Freedom says, I thought I'd remove that. It's all right. No worries, man. It's all good. It's all good here. We're all friends here in the Minions Lair. There it is right there. There is the page. Eionan's edge.creator/spring.com/. That's the link right there. You can put that in your browser. It'll take you to my store. I make a few dollars off of any items that you buy. The hoodies are the most profitable for me, and I have the prices brought down from what they recommend because I think their full price, asking price, is too much for some of that stuff. I just want to make a little bit of money, help pay for some shipping. All right, so go check that out. That's cool. A couple of other things, just to remind people, there are some people here that aren't here all the time. If you use Instagram, if you have an Instagram account, add the hashtag Minions Carry Knives to your post to help create a spot for all of the Minions Instagram posts on Instagram. We usually check it weekly on Tuesday Lives. We're going to check it today. So you still have an opportunity to get your stuff up there. It might show up under most recent. I just posted my pocket carry I've been carrying around most of the morning today as well. One of the knives in there is from the Arizona Knife Meetup, which was very highly successful. So we did some pocket checks. I'll try to get through those a little more. Want to remind people that collect words of the month. We're not going to have words of the week anymore. Words of the month. There will be one word for each month, and there will be some bonus words for special occasions like 4th of July, Halloween, Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day, things like that. But there's a word of the month for January, right? You will have to have all the word of the months at the end of the year. You'll have to have at least all the regular ones, all 12 of the regular ones, January through December, in order to be entered in the word of the month giveaway at next year's holiday celebration. If you have bonus words, they'll be worth extra entries. The word of the month for this month is hope. You need to have hope. Okay? You got to be hopeful and positive. Have hope. Okay? Hope is what got me and my wife through this past year and is keeping us going still. That and all the love and support that we've gotten from friends and family and the knife community. You guys. Okay. So collect words of the month. That's something I need to let you know. Also, if you'd like to come on and do one of my 5 and 5s, everybody is welcome. All you need is 5 knives. If you got 5 knives, you can come on and do it. You're welcome to come on anytime. You don't have to show your face. You can put the camera on the knives and tell us what 5 knives in your collection you'd like to do show and tell on. And that's pretty much what it is. It's show and tell for knives. I don't expect you to review them. You just come on, share 5 of your knives with all the rest of us. You can bring more than 5 knives too. Don't forget that. All right. Also, if you'd have a knife you think that you'd like to send to me for review, you're more than welcome to do that. Please just contact me first. Hit me up and let me know that you're interested in doing that before. Don't just send it in the mail because I'll wonder who the hell sent me a knife, right? So anyway, that's that for now. We'll go back to the regular ticker. Covered all the basic stuff. Let me see what's going on in chat because there's 29 unread messages here. Holy shit balls. Let's see. Where did we leave off? I don't remember, but I see Freedom Frog saying right size you were wanting and everything too, I hope, Native. I see Richard Campbell joined, and Richard can't always make it. He's busy. He's keeping us safe a lot of the time. So thank you, brother, for stopping in tonight. There will be story time at the end. It's a good one. You don't want to miss it. Freedom Frog said, brother, you're almost at 600. Congratulations. Keep on giving on. Keep on keeping on. I wish great things for you and the missus. Yeah, thank you. The biggest thing for me was I got past 500 and I got my community tab, and that's been great because I use that to communicate with you guys. By the way, I will give an update on Mrs. Edge at this time because it ties into the community tab. So if you are looking to find out how things go with the big surgery, which is this Friday, we do not have a time yet. We don't know if it's in the morning, the afternoon, or the early evening. She will be in the hospital at least 24 hours, possibly a little longer. This is the chemo stuff went great. If you didn't catch up on all this, the heart checks, all the heart tests they did said she has no heart problems from the chemo, and the imaging, the doctor basically, for all intents and purposes, to make this shorter for you, he gave us like a 9+ out of 10 in terms of how all that went, the amount of shrinkage there was, how that is all as good, pretty much as good as it can be going into the surgery this Friday. I'm going to be taking a whole week off because the first 3 or 4 days she won't really be able to do anything, and I'm going to be doing everything for her. But she's doing great. She's watching the live stream from her little studio like she always does. So if you want to throw out any greetings or wishes to her, you absolutely can do that. She always watches and listens every single Tuesday, right? She's a big part of the channel, and she's doing fine. She's recovering well from the chemo, and we have the big surgery coming up on Friday. So that's what's going on with Mrs. Edge. If you want to know how the surgery went, that she's home okay, and how she's doing, check the community tab on my website. That is where I will post updates for you guys. I'll try to throw something up on Instagram, but I'm going to be a busy man for the next week from Friday on. So just kind of keep that in mind. I will throw updates on. You can ask questions. You can leave thoughts, prayers, greetings, all that kind of stuff on there, and that would be wonderful. I would really appreciate that. Eionan's Edge, I just replaced the case with a Rook Jaeger. Good choice. I like it. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let me catch up on a few more comments because I got stuff I got to get through. Our word of the week for Mrs. Edge is praying. Let's pray up, but that's not the word of the month. The word of the month is hope. The word of the week can be prayers. That's fine. I like that. Will B's in here. I missed him. So there he is. He says, hey, everyone. Cool. Very cool, guys. Let's see. Minions carry knives still doesn't like me for some reason. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I had trouble with it for a while, too. Some of my stuff that I put up didn't show up for like weeks at a time. Somebody suggested if you're using a computer, clearing your browser cache. I don't know if that helps, but it's just a suggestion. So I always try to go to your page anyway every once in a while and look, and I see a lot of the stuff that you post. So, but I know that some of the people that are in here might not catch that. If you ever see a knife on my channel that you want to review, let me know. Okay, good to go. I will keep that in mind. I'll have to go take a look, man. There might be something. You just bought an XL hoodie. Awesome, man. Awesome. Very cool. Just mess around and have fun. Don't be in a hurry to figure it out. DM me if you have any questions, and I'll try to help. Yeah, so Grumpy, just so you know, Neil is a close personal friend of mine. He used to be, him and I were co-workers, and he's one of my buds. So any assistance you can offer Neil is great. And I got to remember to invite him to the next knife meetup. All right, so let's see. It cuts nicely for the Grumpy and Frog, yes. All right, so Honey Bear's in here as well. Bunch of other folks talking. So thoughts and prayers, tons of those going in here. Thank you for planning on keeping us updated. Absolutely, Don. You guys are my knife family. A lot of you I know personally. A fair amount of you, a handful of you at least, I've met in person a few times. So, and even for those of you who don't, it doesn't mean that I don't consider you guys my friends and my family, and obviously my minions. Now get back to work. All right. Anyway, thanks for all the greetings. Love the bananas. That's obviously, you know, that's become sort of our channel emoji over here. Fingers and toes crossed for Mrs. Edge. I totally agree. She's doing really well though, and she's got more hair on top of her head at the moment than I do. She's got like, I don't know, between 1/4 and 3/8 of an inch of hair sprouting in. So it doesn't look like a lot to her, but it's growing back. It's growing back, and it's growing at a pretty good rate. So that's good. So anyway, Blazeberger said, I'm doing dishes and listening, and I'll jump back in soon. Thanks, brother. So what I wanted to do, I'd asked you guys before if you wanted to see some of my knife collection in segments. And so I decided, you know, at some point I might dedicate an episode to doing a little more of it. But I thought what might be kind of cool is to just start out with my first knife roll. I'd collected and I just kept knives in a pouch for a while, and I didn't really have any kind of a knife roll to keep them in. And mostly I bought knives that I used. I bought a new knife every year or so that I would change into my rotation, or I had a few knives that I would take out, you know, hiking or camping with me. But I bought a lot of work knives and a lot of budget-minded knives and budget-minded or affordable knives until I finally started getting into Benchmades, and then I went from there and moved into collecting in general. And that was kind of the impetus for me creating a knife channel, because people started to know I collected. Friends knew I carried a knife my whole life, and they started asking me questions. What should I buy? What kind of steel is good? What kind of knife is right for me? You know, should I buy an expensive knife? What can I buy for $30? What can I buy for $50? And then I was like, you know, how do I sharpen this thing? So then I was like, maybe I should have a knife channel. I never expect, live streams were not even in my thought process when I started the channel. I just thought, I'll throw some knife videos up and see if people watch them. And I got like 16 views on my first knife videos. So I was like, woohoo, there's a dozen people or more watching my videos. Cool. So it's come a ways since then. But that's kind of how things got started. So on that note, yeah, so glad to hear Miss Edgehair is growing back. Yeah, it is. It is definitely grown back, and she's doing really, really well. She's recovered pretty well. You cannot recover from a whole year's worth of chemo, basically, in 3.5 weeks. It'll be about 4 weeks when she goes in for the surgery this Friday. But with that being said, she's done a great job of recovering. They're really happy with how she came through the chemo, her blood values, and where she's at in terms of having shrunk the cancer down. The lymph nodes, even under her arm, have gone back to normal size. That's a good sign. They're still going to take out the ones that were diseased, but hopefully she won't need to lose more than those, meaning all of her lymph nodes or anything like that. So again, without getting too descriptive, we're in pretty good shape going into Friday. She's got to go for some blood tests, some really basic blood tests tomorrow, and then Friday we're going for surgery. So once that's over, once I have some news to report to you guys, I will definitely throw it up on the community tab. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. Okay, so let's jump into the knife roll. So this is knife roll number 1 of mine. And by the way, if you guys are looking for cheap knife rolls, listen up. If you're on a budget and you're looking for knife rolls, this knife roll right here is actually from Walmart. It is $13. It holds, including this pouch up top, about 25 knives. There's 22, I think, that you can put in the slots here. It's meant to be a tool roll. Go to the tool section at Walmart. It's $13. $13. They have handles on them. You can carry them. I took all the little Workforce, little red Workforce or Work Edge, whatever logos off of them right here. And Mrs. Edge stitched my logos into them in different colors so I could keep track of the bags. But if you're looking for a knife roll on the cheap and you want something that holds a buttload of knives, okay, this is your bad boy right here. Here it is, okay? $13 at Walmart, okay? Forget all the other stuff, okay? This is what you want. So let's go over some knives, okay? Let's talk about some knives. Let's talk about my collection real quick, okay? Yes, I honestly, I would never waste money on an expensive knife roll. I have 5 of these, I think, right now. I'm ready to buy a 6th one. I bought them all from Walmart for $13. They're super heavy duty, whole lot of knives. They snap closed. They've got snaps on them, and they're ruggedly built. They're made to hold steel tools. So they'll hold knives, no problem. So let's go back and talk about the beginning of my collection. So a lot of you might have, if you followed me for a while, you might know that one of the knives the knife I've probably carried more than any knife I own, hands down, for sure. And I still carry this knife to this day. There are times when I have to go open up this knife roll, take this knife out and stick it in my pocket because I miss it. Okay. So the knife I carried more than just about anything else for years before I moved out here to Arizona was a Kershaw Knockout. Okay. And a lot of the knives I really love that are in this general size range have the same blade shape. I'll give you for instance, Dam Designs Invictus, same basic shape as this. SIG K390, made by Hogue, same basic shape. Spyderco Shaman, okay, not so much curved handle, but same basic blade shape. This knife has been in my pocket a lot. It's got a little bit of wear on it on the corners here where it's been rubbed around on my clothes and all that. I have changed the clip and put a deep carry titanium clip on it because the original knockout clip sucks. It's got this nested, I forget what they call this. It's like a nested frame lock, right? 14C knife, has held an edge beautifully. I've used this knife to cut everything. It's been on hikes. It's been camping. It's been at work with me. It's cut boxes. I've nicked copper nails, clamps on boxes, all kinds of stuff with it, right? And I've only ever had to touch this knife up a little bit. It's never had a proper real sharpening. So if you were to ask me what knife from the early part of my collection as an adult would be my favorite, it would probably be this one. I still love this knife to this day. Okay, moving on. Moving on, people. The worst knife in the early years of my collection, besides the Gerber Paraframe, I did own one of those. Actually, I owned two because it broke and it took Gerber forever to replace it. And I bought another one, and then I gave that away to somebody. Anyway, yes, I did own a Gerber Paraframe. But the worst knife in the early days of my collection is a first production run CRKT Ken Onion design shenanigan. Ken Onion was on crack the day that he designed this knife. I don't know what he was smoking. I don't know if he was hungover. The basic knife shape is great, but it's only tip down carry. Okay, you can't change the pocket clip on it. It has, see if we can get this in the picture here. You can kind of see it. It has square, sharp things on the top of it for jimping. And what happened with this knife was somebody asked me if I wanted to buy it. They say, hey, I got a first production CRKT shenanigan. And I went, cool. I probably want to buy that off you. It has OS 10 steel, I believe. So it's super slicey, super sharp. It feels pretty good in your hand overall, but the jimping sucks. And here's why I don't like this knife besides the fact that it's tipped down. Because remember, viewers and minions out there, friends don't let their knife friends carry tip down. If your knife can be reversed and your pocket clip will let you carry tip up, you should be doing that. That's just my opinion, but it's shared by a lot of folks too. All right. So anyway, the problem with this is, remember I was talking about that sharp square jimping? Well, here's the flipper tab. So every time you pull the flipper tab back, and I'm not going to pull it back hard, it basically scrapes the skin off your finger. This is a Ken Onion design knife. Really, dude? You designed this? The pocket clip's not reversible, and the jimping on the top of this thing is like a finger shredder? Needless to say, I don't carry this knife anymore. I bought it. I carried it a few times. I used it, and I went, nope, not for me. Cool knife. Small. If you like small knives and you want something that's really functional, this is a Kershaw Volt 2. I bought this because it was on sale. I would have rather have had the fine edged version of it. But this knife has been a secondary carry knife of mine for a long time in a lot of jobs, especially when I worked at Goodwill, Rite Aid and stuff like that, doing inventory stuff. It's just a really easy knife to carry. It's durable. It's lightweight. It's assisted. So it always opens every single time. What else we got in here? One of the best values in the Kershaw line. This knife is still available. This is the Kershaw Lincoln 20 CV. It's basically the same knife as the ZT-0357, but with a little thinner blade, spine thickness, same blade shape, same grind, a little bit slightly different handle shape, but this is all aluminum handles, and it is 20 CV, and this knife has been, there's a little bit of wear on the pocket clip, but this knife has been in my pocket on tons and tons of hikes all over Arizona, and I love it. What else do I have in here? I've got not one, but two regular Kershaw links. This one here, I carried a ton. You can see the wear on the pocket clip. And I've got Link. He will be making a return, by the way. Link will be making a return to fully deployed very soon. I have some plans for that, but I'm not going to do it every couple weeks like I was trying to before. Once things settle down, I'm going to try to do one episode a month. I think that'll probably work. What else have I got? I've got not one, not two, but three Kershaw leaks. I've got the standard one in 14C. I've got the frame lock version here in 14C. And I've got the really fancy carbon fiber and CPM 154 version with a bead blasted blade, all American made. I really like the leak. Some people don't. I do. I don't use the little safety feature on the blade. I think that's for sissies. But this one here, I did a video a long time ago when I first started the golf course. I actually used to use this knife all the time to get plugged golf balls out of the ground. I used to plunge this thing in the ground constantly and pry golf balls out. And I brought it home that night and stropped it. And it shaved the hair off my arm still. I just stropped it a few times. Right? And sharp as could be. Never broke a tip off of it. It is 14C. Never broke a tip off of it. Never chipped the blade. This knife has been plunged into the ground more times than I can count to pop golf balls out of the earth. And guess what? It still works perfect. The blade is straight. It still has never needed to be sharpened, right? It's been stropped. And I think once I did run it over a ceramic rod, but that's it. So if you don't think these knives are rugged, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Freedom Frog said, love me some CPM 154. Got the Kershaw Launch 13 recently and loved it. Shaving sharp on the box. It is. The 154 CM one I have here, their premium one, this thing is uber sharp. And I've carried this a good amount too. I haven't had to sharpen this yet. It holds a great working edge, stays pretty sharp. All right, so we got those. That's kind of most of the Kershaw collection. The only other Kershaw I have that I think is super cool and I think is way overlooked, I have the original Kershaw Volt. So this is 9CR. This is what they put on it now. It's a 9CR 18 MOV, so VG10 basically. Bead blasted blade, assisted, frame lock, got a decent clip on it. It's not full deep carry, obviously. But this is a cool budget knife. And it is the big brother, the Volt 2, which is the smaller one here, is the one I just showed you. You can see the difference in size between these two, right? So this is a slightly bigger knife, similar blade shape, but slightly bigger handle. This is made to be a little smaller version, and this is a full-size version that you can get all your hands on like this. So I like the original Volt better overall. The only thing that I would say about this that some people might not like is this kind of nylon jimping that they put across the back of the spine here. I hope you can see that. There it is a little on the abrasive side. So if you have the knife in your pocket, you just got to be careful that you don't like kind of stick your fingers over the top of it. But I've never really had any issues with that. I carried this knife for a while. Good knife. Good, very good, inexpensive knife. I've got a Mashaslong, a little Masalong. I call it a Mashaslong. So there it is. That's a sub $20 D2 bladed utility knife style titanium frame lock. And you can get this on Amazon. I forget what they call it. It's like the K&I something 215 or some crap like that. It's a sub $20. It's a sub $20 fifth pocket knife that you can use like a utility cutter. Okay, love that too. That's super cool. All right, what else have I got? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hopefully this is not boring the crap out of you. I thought I'd start with the original pouch and move towards some of the better stuff in future episodes. I've got a gate. What is this? This is a ST-128. Tree Stab and Troy won one of these from me in a giveaway last year. I like this knife so much that I bought an extra one and gave it away, right? And this is a great knife. It's easy to deploy. It really holds an edge really well. I know it's D2, but it's like a $25 knife, guys. Okay? It's got good micarta, solid ergos, cool blade shape. You can, if you're adept at this, Spidey flick this knife. I cannot. All right, what else have I got here? I've got one of my favorite Sativians, the ST-130. I recommended this knife to some people, and they bought it. Gorgeous micarta, 14C28 blade, ceramic ball bearings, decent carry clip on it. It's a little on the long side overall as knives go because of the blade length, but this knife is perfection in every way. It came right out of the box, uber sharp. It's got a nice centered blade, a good clip, doesn't weigh a lot, and has absolutely, let's see if we can get this on there. Come on, focus. There you go. Gorgeous micarta. This is a $29 knife, guys. what else have we got here? I'm going to just get through the rest of this bag. I've got a CJRB feldspar. I gave away a feldspar I had, and then I ended up buying the second one from G-Ball. G-Ball was selling this. Wanted to know if I was interested in the feldspar. I said, sure. It's in nice shape, nice and sharp, cuts good, good ergonomics. I really like this knife. If you're looking for a fishing tackle box knife, a truck knife, a knife you can throw in a boat toolbox or something like that, I would recommend this. This is the Rake. I believe it's the 3 something. Gosh, I can't even remember now, and I have to put my glasses on to see this. I'm old. It is the 801S, which is for stainless, right? So this is a great knife. It's a liner lock. It's a 14C28 in blade. It's a little Sabenza shaped, as you notice, right? It's got good action. It's got anodized blue thumb studs. It's got a decent clip on it. It comes all the way to the back. Some cool little blue pivots and hardware on it. And I beat the crap out of this knife. It was in my truck for a long time, in my toolkit, in my pickup. I replaced it with something else that was similar but cheaper because I kind of like this, and I wanted to review this knife last year, and I did. This knife is, I think, around sub $40, right? So good deals. Rook Rake. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, what's up? Bearded Doom's in here too. Good to see you, my friend. I'm just going through my first knife roll with people. Some people wanted to see what my collection looks like, so I'm starting with the easy stuff. Another rake I bought that I really liked. This one here is pretty cool. I forget the model number on this one as well. I think it's a 843, P843. There was one small thing I put in my reviews. They laser etched the serial number down here on the bottom of the blade, right where the pivot ball rides over. So when you open and close this knife, it's a full-size knife too. You can hear it slide, the pivot ball sliding over the serial number or the model number. It's a cool knife. It's got a little harpoon blade. It even has a locking mechanism on it right here. You press that forward, and then you can't unlock the knife unless you pull this back. I bought this because I was looking for a budget full-size knife that I could kind of beat on, and it does have a few scratches on the blade. I use this knife a lot. There's a couple little scratches on because it's got a satin blade, but it's really good. This is a 12C 27N, the predecessor to 14C. Still holds a great edge, still good heat treat and all that stuff on it. It's a good solid kind of steel, and I think this knife is also $40 or less. Now we're going to get into something a little more expensive because they just happen to be in my first knife pouch. Spyderco Native 5. This is the shark tooth, rip your hands up in your pocket version of the Spyderco knives. For those of you who love these handles, wonderful. I would have rather had G10, but this knife was actually a gift from the vice president of marketing at Spyderco, who happens to be one of my team members, one of my guys, my coworkers at the golf course's sister. So she sent me a free Native 5. And I still have yet to review this knife. I would probably should get around to that so that I can finish thanking her for sending me a free knife. All right. But it's cool. It's a cool knife. It's not a fidgety knife. If you own one, you know that. But it's a great smaller size knife to carry. And Spyderco's heat treats are definitely legitimately good. No issues with the edge holding ability of this S30V steel. I'm trying to look at the comments here, see what you guys got going on. I got one more to show you out of this pouch, and we'll move on to some funnier content. My other Spyderco is the blacked out, murdered out Yo Jimbo with the compression lock. I bought this knife from Gonzo. You know, a lot, by the way, I'm thinking of him. He hasn't been back in the community for a while. I know he was taking a break, but I hope Brother Gonzo comes back soon. I bought this knife from him. We traded a couple of other knives that I had and a couple knives he had. He was willing to, he said his time with this was over. And it's really good. This compression lock is, look at that. Falls closed. Falls closed, right? Beautiful. Doesn't need a CME or anything. Perfection. So that's knife pouch number 1. That has some of my Spyderco's and some of my early, less expensive knives. That was the beginning of me getting into collecting and, kind of putting knives together and starting to buy knives. I don't know what happened there. It just all of a sudden checked out of StreamYard. Sorry. Let's see. Minion Jimbo. I didn't even know they made a Minion Jimbo. Oreo's here. What's up, my man? Oreo Dave. Doom's in here. There's Oreo throwing out some greetings. Let's see here. Beard says, I just got a Yojimbo. I wasn't sure about it first, but I kind of fell in love with it. Yeah, it's not the prettiest knife. It's unusual looking and it will grow on you. But at the same time, it's a well-made knife. It was made as a self-defense knife. I'm not so sure about that. I don't know how good it would work as a self-defense knife, although that supposedly is what it was designed as. But anyway, the Yojimbo is super cool and I really like it. Let's see. Acetet's cool. I have a short on it. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Cool. I'll have to go check that out. Are you taking off? Bye. I mean, meaning I left. Yeah. I took. I don't know what happened there. I didn't hit any buttons. It just exited StreamYard for some reason. That was really weird. I broke StreamYard. Copperlight Steve, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, for sure. So that was a knife roll overview. That's a portion, about a fifth or so of my knife roll collection. So I will try to do a few of those as time goes along. I wanted to give you a couple of other updates too that are very important before we move on to some funny stuff. So Mrs. Edge Thursday surgery is this Friday. You guys all know that. If you came in late, it is this Friday. I will post updates on the community page as a reminder. So check the community posts from Friday, I guess, evening and onward. I'll post things as they're relevant and like when we get home and she's doing okay. But I'll let everybody know the surgery went okay and she's out and all that kind of stuff. I will be having some changes to the look of what you see around me pretty soon. I have to catch up with Drew B. Toombs. He's working on a project for me that he just kind of is in the infancy planning stages of, but we will have an actual Minions lair, our own custom designed Minions lair. Probably end of February or March. It's coming. And the other thing is there will be no live next week. The next live stream, guys, will be February 7th. Okay? I'm going to be taking care of Mrs. Ed. She's probably going to spend a lot of time. She's going to have to sleep on the couch sitting upright for a while too. So there won't be a live stream next week. Too much going on. But I will have one the following week for sure. So the 7th will be the next Tuesday live stream. So don't mix that. Mark that on your calendar. And from there on out, we should be in pretty good shape. Should be able to roll through them pretty steadily. And the other thing I was going to tell you, I wanted to throw some shout outs out there and I missed those. Obviously, a shout out to Mrs. Edge. Shout out to all of you guys who come in here every week and support the channel. Shout out to Uncle Cow, Josh. Hope things continue to get better for him. Shout out to Q Ball. He was awesome at the knife meetup. He gave me another knife, which was in my Instagram pocket check today. I tried to buy it off him. He wouldn't let me. Thank you, brother. But I wanted to buy the knife. I also bought a couple of knives from NebuCloud. He sold me some old school Ashers. I got an Asher Sentry that's in mint condition, and I got an Asher Silva that's really, really nice. Even though they have kind of weird little mounts on the back of the pocket clips, they're fully functional. They look like little sets of testicles or two sets of boobs or a little butt, the way that they're shaped. But anyway, they're the early first generation Ashers, and I bought two of those at the knife meetup as well. Also want to shout out Dawn Ray. Thank you. Okay. And I also want to shout out Spencer for finding a really cool place to host the Arizona Knife Meetup. We had a great time at that. If you didn't check out the pictures, they're on my Instagram page. They're on Sam Goen's Instagram page. They're on Spencer's Instagram page. I threw up some pictures on the community tab, I think. So there's plenty of places to go look for pictures of Knife Meetup. We had a ton of knives, and we had a great time for about 4 hours there. So if you're ever in Arizona, check in with us because you might be out here when we're doing a Knife Meetup. We do them every quarter. Okay, so myself and then Matt and Cue Ball, we kind of got, the three of us got together and said, hey, let's try to do this. You know, I brought up the idea, and then we made it happen. Every quarter we've had a Knife Meetup since the spring of last year. So been a lot of fun. Thank you to all of those guys. Some of them might be in the chat tonight. All right, so I think it's time, guys. A self-defense knife in the hands of somebody who doesn't know self-defense is a great way to get oneself poked full of holes. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true, right? Your Jimbo could use a redesign to incorporate a signet ring, could replace the matriarch for best Spideyco self-defense option. Man, Spideyco's had some ugly knives come out though this year. Man, there's a couple of knives that came out that are hideous. They look like somebody, like, I don't know. Like I said, they maybe were on some drugs. I don't really consider most of my knives something I'd use for self-defense. Would I if I had to? Sure. But I think a firearm is a better self-defense tool. You've got to be. Here's one thing I learned from some of my time in the military. In order to use a knife, you've got to be willing to be up close and personal with somebody, because it's a very personal way to defend yourself. And I'll just say it that way. Those people with military backgrounds might know what I mean. It takes a lot of intestinal fortitude, a lot of guts to use a knife as a self-defense tool, because you're going to get cut and you're going to be up close and personal with somebody else who's trying to kill you. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. But anyway, knives for me are more utility tools. I'm not saying I wouldn't defend myself with one if I had to, but I don't really carry them thinking that they're going to be my main method of self-defense. Let's put it that way. They would be a backup, last resort means of self-defense. Cheers to Mrs. Edge. Laura Gillespie is in here too. What's up, Laura? Okay, so the fun part of this, let's go take a look at Minion's Carry Knives, because I want to do that, because I like sharing what you guys have put up, and it's been a couple weeks. So we're going to do that. We're going to go look at Minion's Carry Knives right now, and we're going to see what kind of cool stuff is up there on the screen. This is pretty cool. I dig it. So here's the page, hashtag Minions Carry Knives. There are 585 posts. I only started doing this a few months back, so you guys have really kicked it into gear and posted a lot of your knives and hashtagged them, Minions Carry Knives. If you do that to your photos, they will still go everywhere else you want them to go, but they'll come to this page. So if you want to see the knives that your fellow Minions, your fellow Eionan's Edge channel subscribers are posting, this is the place to do it. Okay? So let's go take a look at some of these knives real quick. We've got Artificial Safari, Raven Lock. Okay. I dig it. I like the picture, and I like the knife being balanced on the coffee cup. That's cool. I already hearted this one. We got Lord Needham, who always brings some heat. He's got all kinds of stuff in here. I mean, he's got some Wheeze. He's got a Pena, it looks like. Max Ace Black Mirror, I think that's what that is. CK Knife Works. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff in here. So F22. Yeah, some really cool stuff. Already like that one. Here's Honey Bear 85. Honey Bear's always posting stuff. Love this. I am not the biggest fan of Hinderers, but I do like this one a lot. I do. That's super cool. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. We're looking at your knives, people. That's what we're doing. Protect Runt 1.5 in Magna Cup for sale. Oh, interesting. Yeah, all right. Let's go back and take. I don't see anything. I want to go to a knife meetup and just leave the pile on my table so everybody can root through it. That would be priceless. The rest of us are all like rolling out knife rolls and setting everything up in rows and putting it on top of the cases or putting it on handkerchiefs. Jim would just walk in and just like take a bag and just pour a bunch of them out on the table. That would be awesome. I would love that. That would be super funny. The best knife for self-defense is a good pair of running shoes. Nick Shabazz. That's probably true. Okay, let's see what else we got here in Minions Carry Knives for this week. So we got something here from Laura. She threw this up. I love this, by the way. I think this is really super cool. She's pretty much got all 3 sizes of the Kaiser, the sheepdog, which I love. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the super large one. It's a little big for me, but I dig the small and the medium ones. I like them all. And she's got a couple of really cool Savibis over there as well. So awesome. Artificial Safari again, coming in with the Maverick S and an Ohio River Jack, it looks like. And I have to tell you, the Maverick S is still on my list of knives it's a grail knife for me. I want one so bad. I'd be willing to probably try to sell something else to get one. This is super cool. Why in the holy HE double toothpicks does Benchmade not still make this knife? Are you freaking kidding me? What is the deal here? Why? This is the anthem, I understand, right? What happened to this? Why don't they make this knife anymore? I would buy this in a heartbeat. I'd even be willing to pay Benchmade's overinflated pricing for a knife like that, probably. But I digress. Honey Bear, again, got his TRM in there, throwing out some heat. Got some pocket jank, nice handkerchief, a couple of cool knives. I dig that. Some more Honey Bear stuff. Artificial Safari, 0 bites. Oh, dude, what a beautiful photo. That thing looks amazing. Really nice. I love it. It looks great. Craig Hamilton, the Max Ace Black Mirror. Yeah. Yep, missed out on buying one of those too. Can't buy everything. Man, I'll tell you what, you guys are just bringing some heat here lately. Bama Ninja throwing out the Asher Spiro Micarta. I have one of those. Let's see what else is down here. Let's thumb through the page here. A whole bunch of stuff from Rich Kasner. Look at this. Look at the colors in this, guys. How can you not like this pocket dump picture? This is amazing. This is a super, super, super cool looking photo of everything that he carried that day. Like, that's an awesome carry. I dig this, man. Agreed. Benchmade could sell a ton of them. Mitch Bowling's in here. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Appreciate you coming in today. So, Mitch, what we're doing is we're looking at Minions, #Minions Carry Knives, which is or I should say it is our hashtag page for my followers of my channel and my live streams and fans and stuff to throw up their knives and their pocket checks and things like that. Anything that's knife EDC related can go on this page. Just hashtag it, Minions Carry Knives. Dang, Ross is in here as well. Yeah, we should all email Benchmade and ask, seriously, that's a cool knife. I would definitely buy one of those for sure. But, you know, a lot of cool Benchmades don't exist anymore. I don't know why. Again, look at great dashboard shot, all the stuff that you're carrying that day. Phenomenal. Looks really good, dude. Solid looking photography. I mean, look at some of these. Look at the detail on some of these photos from Craig. Gorgeous. Excellent, man. Looks really, really sharp. Rich, again, with a great looking Bearded Doom multicolored pocket handkerchief, right? We got some other knives being thrown up here. All right, we got the Civivi Altus, nice budget knife. Great photo here from 0 Bites of the EMP EDC Nimble, the original style Nimble. Again, just good looking shots, man. So you guys are killing it, man. We even got somebody's dog in here. This was Sharp Guy's dog, right? Ozzy. I love that. Hopefully it's Ozzy Osbourne. I've got some other stuff here. We got Rich Kasner, my dump for New Year's Eve. What are you carrying last day of 2022? Looks good. I love the backdrop too. It reminds me of some of the photos Grumpy put up before. Rich just doing it, man. I like it. It looks good. Nice little Tucson, TS129 and M390. A lot of people like that knife. It's a favorite of a lot of folks. So you get the picture, folks. There's Choo Choo the Gnome here with somebody's Benchmade on their steering column. I dig it. That looks cool. So yeah, so there's plenty of stuff here, guys. Go check this out. Here's one I threw up from Goathead Knives when I got one of his knives in for review. Beautiful knife. I have this on my to buy list. If you've never checked out Goathead Knives, he makes some amazing fixed blades. That is not wood, guys, on that knife. That is brown micarta. And it's done so amazingly good that you will think it's wood, but it's not. It's incredible. Like, you can't really describe it. You have to hold one. So anyway, that gives you a pretty good idea of what Minions Carry Knives is all about, right? Some of the older content down here, lots of cool stuff, lots of knives everywhere. Go check this out. Check out your friends and your fellow channel members. I still love this shot of the T-Rex too here that Bobo put up. That's super cool with the pinion. So go check it out. Go check out some of these. There's quite a good library of stuff in there. It's getting bigger all the time. Hashtag it. Put the hashtag in your stuff, and it will show up on the screen. So, yeah, there's a lot of beautiful knives in there. I'm not looking at Benchmade, aka Bowel Movement, until I see more reasonable prices. I would agree with that. I think there's been a few knife companies. Osborne P. Coltrane. Okay, that works too. I'll take that, Sharp Guy. As far as your dog's name, Osborne P. Coltrane. Got it. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, their knives just keep getting more and more expensive. I know they're made in the United States, but even some of the materials that they've chosen to use in their knives for blade steels and things like that don't really impress me all that much. I feel like Benchmade and Spyderco are two of the least innovative companies out there in terms of the sort of more well-known American knife manufacturers. The value per dollar is not there. And I own lots of Benchmades. I'll buy more. I will. I would buy that if it were available at least a reasonable price. But they're not very high on my list of knives. I mean, I just reviewed the Benchmade Redoubt recently, and I was kind of like, you'll have to decide whether this is for you. Here's what it is. Here's my opinions on it. You'll have to figure out if you want that. Now, I think it's Applied Weapons Technology just came out with some badass looking scales for the Redoubt. So if you're willing to use CPM D2 for the blade, and you're willing to spend another $80 or whatever it is for a killer set of scales, you can transform that knife into something completely different. But I think you could probably buy something for that amount of money that you paid for that knife plus the scales. That would be way nicer than a Redoubt. Just my opinion. All right. So I also want to share something else with you. I want to share. We did one of Grumpy's, one of Tri-States, and we did one of Matta's Factions not that long ago. And so I thought it would be really fun. I believe that this is one of Matta's Faction's recent videos, and this is going to be the drunken half-speed video. Okay, guys? Drunken half-speed video, folks. That's what this is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play part of Matta's Faction's drunken half-speed video. Ready? Here we go. See if we can get this right. Make sure I got it at half speed too.
This one would be hanging out at a Walmart though. So this, it's the Chedamundi. 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 Hang on one second. 1 second. Please hold. Okay, I lied. I thought this was one of the cheaper ones. But this is the Beyond EDC Terramundi. So if you're gonna be spending some top dollars, I wanted to make sure to get some top specs. But as you could tell, things ain't loading. Come on.
G pluses. I hate to hear what I sound like.
Beyond DDC, we got Beyond Nothing so far. Anyway, while that's doing it, there it is.
This is killing me.
There it is. This thing's a beast. Just open it, okay? Yeah, this thing is heavy. You can choke up on it. This is a Demco design. It actually falls quite nicely for a huge blade. And how heavy that blade is, you know, it's got a controlled descent. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Oh.
Unlike their website.
Oh my goodness. All right. I guess we can stop there. You can't get the website to load, which makes it even funnier, guys. So I love to do this every once in a while. I love to give you guys some snippets of videos. And channel member once told me that they would, for fun, they would watch my videos at half speed. So I went back and watched a few of them. And then I went and watched a few other people's, like Grumpy's video on, he was making some kind of food that day. And I absolutely pissed my pants laughing. It was so funny. And then I watched another Mattisfaction video where he did the Finch buffalo tooth. And he was like, oh, like for like 50 seconds. So every once in a while, somebody will point one out to me and I will go check them out and show them to you guys. So that's Drunken Half Speed video. It's pretty funny. I like to share those whenever I find them or every so often. Enjoy doing the Minions carry knives things too. That was really fun tonight. I thought that was a good time as well. So hopefully you guys got a few laughs out of that and you enjoyed seeing some of the knife porn that people tossed up on Minions carry knives. I will tell you that I put the review up. If you haven't gone and checked it out, you owe it to yourself after the live stream to go over and check out my review of the Devo Mash. Guys, this knife is legit. Okay, there's going to be another drop on these at Blue Creek Knives. It's an amazing knife. It's everything that you'd want it to be. It feels like a more expensive knife in your hand. The action is great. The ergos are great. It's got plenty of space on it here, even if you got bigger mitts and paws like Grumpy and Mattisfaction and Satu Dave and people like that. There's enough room to get all 4 fingers on this knife. It's very, very, it's very fidgety and it's really well tuned. So you'll love this. Keep your eyes peeled. They sold out. These sold out in like a minute or two, the satin ones. And then the reverse tux ones also sold out in, I don't know, like 5 minutes. So you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled for these. It's well worth it. It's a beautiful knife. It has great jimping, good ergonomics. It's well tuned. They're around 122 bucks is what they sold for out the door. And you'd think this was a $200 knife. Right? If it didn't say anything on it, didn't say 14C down here under the blade, you'd think this was a $200 knife. And we OEM'd by Kubi. They did a bang-up job on these things. These things look fantastic. That's up now. And then I also have a budget Sativian review coming out at the end of the week, the ST-149, full-size knife in 14C 28N steel, $30. Amazing black burlap micarta. Also comes in brown burlap micarta and a green or a tan, I think, as well. So this is a super cool knife. check out my review on this if you're looking for a full-size budget knife and you're on a budget. By the way, for those of you who know what this means, this is a clamshell design except for the pivot. If it wasn't for the pivot screw, you could take the scales off and the rest of this knife would stay together. So you can also just take the pivot off and clean the knife and not have any other issues with it. But it is a pretty much a semi-clamshell design knife with full liners. Very cool design. Review drops on Friday. So check that one out too. All right, so what else have we got going on here? We're talking about Knife Center video, and DCA sounded like the knives from Opium Den. Yeah, exactly, right? Willie, my dog is whining at the sound. Yep, I believe it. What else have we got? So Shabazz review would sound like real time. Yeah, exactly, right? Because he sped up. I also did a tri-state video, and that was really funny too, because Cole talks faster than I do most of the time, and so his slowed down sounds kind of normal, which is kind of cool. Mitch needs 2 more subs. Mitch Bowling, yes. By the way, if you're on here and you're not aware of Mitch Bowling's channel, you need to go sub him. Okay, guys. Speaking of which, let's see. Let me change over here. Let me see if I can find his real quick. I know I have him, but I've got so many people that I'm subscribed to. There it is, Mitch Bowling. He's at 1,000 now, but I will share this page. If you are not subbed to Mitch, you need to go over there and do that. So let me share this real quick just so you can see this other page here. This is Mitch's YouTube channel, Mitch Bowling, at Mitch Bollig, Bollig, okay? Mitch is a great guy. He's got a great channel. He just hit 1,000 subs. So congratulations, brother, for hitting 1,000 subs. But if you're not subbed to Mitch, go over and take a look at his channel. And if you see things you like there, go ahead and subscribe to his channel and check out some of his videos, okay? I know not everybody's channel is for everyone, but Mitch has a good channel, and he's a good guy and does good reviews, so go check him out, okay? Not that he necessarily needs a lot of help from me, but I love shouting out other great channels in the community. There's a whole bunch of them here. You got G-Ball, you got Native Wildman, you got Bearded Doom, you got Zero Bites, you got all these different people. Urban Woodsman, one of my bros in here, Urban Woodsman, right? Tuesday I ate 4 tacos for dinner. I'm stuffed. Exactly. So all of these channels are great. If you're new in here in the stream or you haven't really looked around a lot, you can look at most of these people's names. Knife Nuts in here. Gosh, we've got Brand New American in here. We've got Waldo's World. We've got Todd Carr. I mean, there's so many channels in here. Dawn Ray has a great channel about her homesteading, which is amazing. I have so much respect for what she's done out there. So you can check all of this stuff out at your leisure. But please go look at some of these other channels, right? I appreciate you being here supporting me. But go check out some other channels as well. Okay, what else have I got to cover with you? We talked a little bit about the Arizona Knife Meetup. That was great. We had a great time. Again, want to say a big thank you to Spencer Ewald. He gave us a place to have it. That was fun and enjoyable and relaxing. That was great. It's right near his house. Sam Goen, also Cue Ball, my bro and my good friend. He hooked me up with a cool little Kaiser knife that I was trying to buy off of him. Nebby Cloud brought a whole bunch of his stuff. I bought 2 knives from him. He brought some friends with him as well. So we had a good amount of people there. Sorry that Dave and Maddie and Eva Lee and a couple of the other guys couldn't make it. It just didn't work out scheduling wise. And Maddie had a couple sick kids at home. So really miss those guys. Hopefully they'll be at the next one. I wanted to tell everybody that there's a good mix of content coming up. I've got some budget and affordable knives. I've got a couple fixed blade reviews that are coming up over probably during February. I'm also going to start reviewing some flashlights. So we'll have a little bit more mixture of content on the channel. And I've also started putting all my reviews into playlists. So if you want to go find specific stuff, you can go over and look at playlists on my YouTube channel. I've got 5th pocket carry knives, fixed blades, shorts, and then full knife reviews. Okay, so make it a little easier for you to see what's there. All right. What else is I going to tell you? Yeah, congrats to Mitch on 1,000 subs. That's a big deal. It's a big milestone. I can't wait till I get there. I'm not in a rush, but it'll be a lot of fun when it happens. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that. So is everybody ready for story time with Uncle Eionan? if you're not, go get your blankets, go get your pillows, gather around here in the Minion's lair in a nice little cozy circle. Don't get too close to anybody, just close enough for comfort. Okay. And I will start story time. This story takes place long, long ago. Long, long ago. So, everybody get ready, because here we go. All right. Let me just check a few more comments. I think I shut a small channel for like 6 weeks. Yep, Michael threw it up. Good. Yep. So yeah, you want to let's go check out Dawn. Go check out Urban Woodsman, Bearded Doom, Mitch Bolig's channel, right? All these different people in there. A lot of these people have their own channels, and they have some pretty good ones. Okay. Dawn's got some really interesting videos on her channel, right? So, go check it out, right? It doesn't always have to be knife-related content. Native Wildman says, bananas, get your tea. That's right. So huddle around, everybody. We're going to have story time. Sorry. So when I was a kid, if you watched, and you can go back and watch the 2-part episode on my dad's life. I did a story time part 1 and part 2 about my dad. I've decided on Mother's Day this year, or whatever is the closest my live stream gets to Mother's Day, right before or right after, I'm going to do a Mother's Day edition, and I'm going to tell you my mom's story. Okay. So that'll take up probably, a fair amount of that live stream. But this particular story is from just that period of time when my parents got divorced, when my father and my mother were splitting up, and my dad was trying to liquidate things that he owned before he had to split them with my mom, before he got officially served court paperwork that said, don't sell anything, right? He was trying to liquidate stuff and get cash. And that's where this story begins. So my parents got divorced when I was I think I was still 10 at the time when that all started happening. And I worked with my dad in a family business. He had a partner at the time, and they had a few different business, stores, businesses, whatever you want to call them. And yes, come sit on Daddy's lap, right? So this is where the story begins. So my dad has me at work with him, and he knows I'm a really talkative kid, and I soak up everything that my dad said. I really looked up to my dad, and I really respected him. And at that age, I didn't really understand the whole divorce thing. I knew that my parents were going to be splitting up, but I didn't really realize at that point, before it all really was going to be happen and be finalized, how that would affect me, how much the divorce would affect my life, my family, and all that. But I always listened when my dad talked about things. So my dad bought a Corvette, a silver Stingray Corvette with pretty low miles on it. It had some minor paint issues that needed to be corrected, but otherwise it was a pretty clean car. But my dad said he got a good deal on the car because he thought the car tracked crooked, and he thought that maybe it had been in an accident, and that's why he got it so cheap, right? But it looked great. It drove well, sounded good. Interior was nice. Car looked really nice, except for a little paint issue on the top of the hood. And it didn't have a lot of miles on it. So when my parents got ready to get divorced, he wanted to sell the car. And he had told me some stories about little things he had found wrong with the car. Like he thought that maybe it had been an accident also because he thought it looked like somebody did a really nice job, but not a perfect job of repairing the fiberglass near the rear corner of the car also. And that's why he thought maybe it tracked a little, just like slightly crooked. Like he said, he drove it one time on a wet road and he saw the tire tracks were just off by enough that you noticed. So anyway, he believed that the car had been in an accident. Not a bad one, but something that was enough to kind of shift stuff around back there, right? He got a good deal on the car. He drove it for several years when he had time. Sometimes he took it to work. Sometimes we went on Corvette rallies, which were super fun as a kid. Oh my God. You go, if you've never been on a rally where you go, a car rally, that's super fun. I'm not talking about a racing rally. I'm talking about one where you go on like a scavenger hunt type rally where you drive around. You have to go to check in at different points, right? So we did one of those. We had a great time. It was fantastic. My father gets divorced. Divorce has been filed for. He knows he's going to have to split all of his assets, probably with my mom in some way, shape, or form. So, knife nut. Right? Yeah, stop touching me. Usually get divorced, then you buy the Corvette. Well, my dad did a lot of things on his own time and speed. So anyway, he wanted to sell the car. So he found this guy that his partner knew, who his family owned a bunch of bowling alleys, and he had money, and he was young. He was in his late 20s. And he was one of those guys you could tell he liked to impress women, and he wanted a Corvette in the worst way. So my dad brings him to his work and has him at his work area, and he's talking to him about selling him the car, right? But I don't know about the selling him the car part. I don't know that he's about to sell him the car. I walk in when he's talking about how much he loves that particular model Corvette, and he's got to have one. And my dad is smiling, and I don't know what's going on, right? My dad's not talking to this guy at a restaurant somewhere or at the guy's place of business or somewhere where it's just the two of them and he can show him the car. He's talking to him in our business where I am working. And I hear this conversation going on about the car, and I love the Corvette. It was a great car. So I walk over and I said, you really like our Corvette, huh? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I really like that car. He goes, that thing's sweet. That thing's immaculate. Except for that paint, that car's immaculate. Now, you remember, I'm 10 years old, and I don't know my dad is trying to sell the car. Okay? I'm 10 years old, and I don't know my dad is trying to sell the car. I didn't catch that part of the conversation. He says, it's a sweet car, except for the paint. The car's immaculate. I go, well, it's not really immaculate. And he goes, what? And I go, no, it's not really immaculate. I go, my dad thinks it was probably in an accident at some point. I said, because it tracks like a tiny bit off on the back wheels. And there's also some evidence from underneath that they might have fixed the fiberglass on the very back corner of the car. And my dad is brighter red than this Titleist on my hat. He just turns like he looks like the devil. His face, his ear, and his whole body is just bright red. And he's standing to the side, and I can only see him from the side. And he goes, really? He goes, so that car was in an accident. I go, well, we think so. Right? And I walk away. Right? Because I don't know my dad's trying to sell. I walk away. And my dad's partner is at the other end of the room, and he stops me. He goes, you just cost your dad like $10,000. And I go, what? He goes, he's trying to sell that car. And you just told the guy he's trying to sell that car to that it's been in an accident. That was one of the few times in my life I didn't get spanked or severely punished for doing something dumb. Because I had no idea. And I told his partner, I said, I didn't know. I walked in. He was just bragging about the car. And I said, yeah, it's awesome, but it's not perfect. If I knew he was trying to buy it, I wouldn't have said a word, right? But I'm 10 years old. My dad said that to me. He goes, it cost me about 10 grand. But in retrospect, I look at it like this. He lost my mom's half of the car. Because the car should have been partly hers in the divorce. But anyway, that's what happens when you let your young kid who has a big mouth hang around in the middle of a car deal for an expensive sports car. He might say something that you don't want him to say. That's what happened, guys. And that's how I cost my dad 10 grand. So you don't want your kids to open their big mouth about something. Don't have them around. That's my advice to you guys. That's story time for this week. So listen, guys, I've had a great time. I hope you enjoyed the story. You're allowed to go to the bathroom. Go, Michael. I hope you enjoyed the story. Usually you get the divorce, then buy the Corvette. No, I totally agree. That is definitely the case. Oops. Yeah. Oops was a big oops, a $10,000 oops. So anyway, that was I'm trying to remember now, 74 Stingray, metallic silver, about 15,000 miles on it. Black leather interior, cool looking car. Anyway, don't keep your kids around when you're talking money. That's my advice. Guys, I had a great night. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go make some dinner over there for Mrs. Edge. Thanks for stopping by on a Tuesday evening, spending some time with me. Don't forget, there will be no live stream next week, but there will be live streams again beginning on February 7th. Don't miss it. There may or may not be presents available at that live stream. You'll have to be there to find out. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. I will let you know what's going on with Mrs. Edge's surgery as soon as I have any word on that and updates. They will go on the community tab for everyone to see. Check there first. Thoughts and prayers, please, especially on Friday. That's her surgery date. I want to make it through that okay. And hopefully we'll be able to move on to a much better 2023 for everyone. All right, guys. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night. I'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.